Good afternoon, folks. I'm attorney Donnie Kilfin. I am honored to be hosting Florida U Judge this afternoon with my friend and colleague, Elizabeth Constantine, who is running for Circuit Court Judge in and for Pinellas and Pasco counties in the upcoming August election. How are you doing, Liz?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here. It's always great to see you.
Good to
So, I
see you
want
too,
to
Donnie.
our viewers can get a better understanding of who you are as a person.
Absolutely. So I was born in Vicksburg, Mississippi. So I claim Mississippi as my home. Primarily, I bounced around a little bit, but I always came back to Newton, Mississippi. And so I'd been there pretty much my whole life for school. And when I was 14, I ended up moving here to Florida. I attended high school at Alonzo High School in Tampa, Florida. And after graduating there, I went on to the University of Central Florida, where I obtained my bachelor's degree.
Oh, wow. So, you've been a Florida resident now for quite a number of years
I have, yes.
and in the Tampa area.
Yes.
So, did you always know that you wanted to be an attorney, or is that something that you sort of decided a little bit later in life when you were graduating high school, in college, or again, is that something that you sort of knew intuitively from the time you were very young?
It's something that I've really known from the time I was really young. A little bit about me, I entered the foster care system when I was 14. And so when I decided to go to college and look at what's next, I initially thought I wanted to be a guardian ad litem attorney. I wanted to work with kids in foster care. And so I always saw the law as a way to help other people and to impact people that were affected by the judicial system, just like I was as a child and as I was also later on in life as a victim.
And you entered the foster care system at what age?
14.
Yeah, I honestly didn't know that until fairly recently, and clearly you have overcome a lot of obstacles and challenges, which is very impressive. The skilled lawyer that you are now, and everything that you have given back to the community, despite those challenges, is again very impressive and very inspiring, no doubt, to a lot of people.
Thank you.
Where did you go to law school?
I went to Stetson University, College of Law for law school. I got a partial scholarship after I graduated from the University of Central Florida. And so I ended up graduating there in 2013 and took a job at the state attorney's office.
And so that was your immediate job right after your graduation, was as a prosecutor?
It was. While in Stetson, was involved. I actually became a guardian ad litem while I was still in law school. And so I was volunteering right here in Pinellas County, working with kids in foster care. I was an ambassador for the school. I did trial team. I also interned at the U.S. Attorney's Office for my own office at the Pinellas County State Attorney's Office. And I took a job the day after the bar exam. I started as a prosecutor here in Pinellas County.
And I think you may have touched on this just a few moments ago, but ultimately, what made you decide to be a prosecutor versus some other area of the law, like contracts or personal injury or even guardian ad litem, which I think you had given some thought to before you ultimately took the job here at the state attorney's office in Clearwater?
Yeah. So I always knew I wanted to be involved in the public sector. It's always been a passion of mine to give back. I'm a big believer in you should be the change you wish to see in the world. And that's always been a big part of who I am and how I've looked at life and how I've looked at practice to help others that might have been impacted by me. So initially, I thought I was going to go into garden at light and work. And while I was in foster care, I too became a victim. And so I never really reported it to anybody, and everything kind of came out my senior year graduating from UCF. And so the individual ended up being prosecuted. And so I had to go through that process as a victim now. And so it really opened my eyes to the criminal justice system and the things that victims have to go through and the court system. And I thought I could do a really give back and help others that were impacted, not just through foster care, but also victims themselves. And so I decided that I wanted to become an advocate to help others like me. And so I became a prosecutor.
Yeah, and you certainly have, Liz. I mean, I can honestly say that Pinellas County is a safer and better place because of your work. You've just
Thank you.
done extraordinary work over there. And I've known you now for a long time, and I've seen firsthand what you put into this, how hard you work, how dedicated you are to the victims whose on whose behalf you advocate for. And as I said, you've just the world and this community is a better place because of you and how
Thank
hard
you.
you've worked. And I truly mean that.
Thank you.
So you've been a prosecutor now for 13 years at least, correct?
Yeah, my anniversary is coming up August 1st, so 13 years I've been a prosecutor. I also, in addition to working as a assistant state attorney for Pinellas County, I also work as associate general counsel for the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office, doing risk protection orders for them, which is civil. So I've been doing that also since 2022.
And that's great because obviously you're getting some civil experience as well. Once you're on the bench, I mean, you could end up anywhere. You could end up in a civil position at least to start. And so I guess in that capacity, doing the risk protection orders, you're getting a real feel for what it's like to be on the civil side of things and learn the rules of civil procedure and all that goes into that as well.
Absolutely, and that just gives me an extra depth of knowledge and experience.
Oh, 100%. Yes, most definitely. Um, how many jury trials have you done now?
I've done roughly 80 jury trials, and in that, about 11 homicide convictions. I actually just wrapped up another murder trial last night.
Yeah, it seems like every time I talk to you, you're always in the midst of a very difficult trial, oftentimes involving homicide or other serious violent crime. Again, I just can't imagine the amount of time and dedication it takes to do that and to do it well. So again,
Absolutely.
just another testament to how hard you work and the service that you provide to the members of our community.
Thank you.
You're also in one of the special prosecution units now as a gang prosecutor, is that right?
That's correct. Actually, I started in the gang unit in 2020. And so in that unit, there's only two lawyers in our office that do gang prosecution currently. And so we handle mostly major cases and violent crime, mostly involving firearms. So anything between murder, attempted murder, armed carjacking, trafficking, felon in possession, and anything in between.
Wow, and it's just the two of you, and I think you're referring to your trial partner, Elizabeth Traverso?
Yes.
Yeah,
So it's just the two of us in that unit, and we prosecute all documented gang members and gang associates here in Pinellas County.
that's impressive, and she's also just one of my favorite people in the business, no doubt about that.
Mine
Um,
too.
yes, most definitely. So I guess also being in that special prosecution unit, I mean, you're not like most felony line attorneys where you're in front of one judge. You're in front of just about all of the circuit court judges at one time or another here in Pinellas County, right?
Absolutely. So, in special prosecution, we have the unique experience to practice in front of every single circuit court judge. So, we actually bounce from courtroom to courtroom, which gives us a wide breadth of experience in dealing with different attorneys, different people, and different judges on a day to day basis.
Yeah, I mean, I'm out there just about every day, and I see you out there just about every day. And obviously, in my line of work as a criminal defense attorney, I am in front of just about every other judge. It's not common that a prosecutor does that, and I do see you oftentimes in front of every judge that I'm in front of on a pretty
Mhm.
regular basis. So here again, I think that gives you just another layer of experience to deal with different types of judges, deal with different temperaments, and the way in which they do things. It gives you, I think, a much more rounded approach for when you ultimately become a circuit court judge yourself.
Absolutely.
Yes. Um, so um, I've known you for at least 13 years now, and I can attest, as I said earlier, firsthand as to how hard you work and the time and effort that you put into these cases. And I know firsthand how inordinately skilled you are at what you do, and you really are. But you're also a wife,
Yes.
and you're a mother of two.
I too, yes, a boy
Yeah.
and a girl.
So, how do you find the time to do your job as well as you do? and at the same time be a prosecutor trying the level of cases that you're trying, and also be in the civil arena doing risk protection orders. I mean, that's a work-life balance that it would seem to me would be very, very difficult to maintain, but you seem to do it effortlessly.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. It doesn't always seem effortlessly. I get oftentimes people ask me about that balance, and I think it just really just depends on the day to day. I think the biggest difference for me is having an amazing support system behind me that allows me to be able to do the work that I do.
Yes.
My husband, Will, and I have been together for many years. We've been married. We actually just celebrated our 14th year wedding anniversary. And
Congratulations.
thank you. And he has always just been very supportive of me and my career and the work that I do, and understands how important it is for me to give back to the community and to be there for the victims. And
Yeah, and actually, I've
it's the
had a chance to meet
victims.
him a few times, and he's a wonderful guy.
Thank you. Yes,
Yes,
he is.
yes.
And being there for the victims and the families is probably the best thing about being a prosecutor, is being able to help them and bring them some closure and justice in their lives. And I think for me as a mom, it's really important for me to instill in my kids that desire, and the importance of giving back to your community and helping others. And so my 3-year-old Liam, he doesn't get it quite yet, but I've got a 7-year-old daughter, who understands. And I tell her every day when she leaves for school, go change the world. And so she understands how important it is to give back and to help others. And I think I'm trying to lead by example and doing my job and doing what I do.
And you certainly do. And I mean, I'm not the only one that has taken notice of that. I mean, you've got the respect of your office, you've got the respect of the bench, you've got the respect of the defense bar for the work that you do. You also received the PBA Prosecutor of the Year award last year in 2025. Is that right?
That's right. Yes.
Yeah, congratulations there too.
Thank
Um,
you.
and you also received the Businesswoman Honoree of the Year in 2026 by the Tampa Bay Business Journal.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, so here again, I mean, I'm not the only one. Your office isn't the only organization that has taken note of the incredible work that you do, Liz, and you should be incredibly proud of the accomplishments that you've attained, especially at such a young age. I mean, relatively speaking, right? So
Well, thank
anyway,
you.
you're also involved in the junior league organization throughout the Tampa Bay area, and you've been serving in that organization in various capacities over the last few years.
Yeah, it's a wonderful organization, building mentorship connections with other women in the community, and then working alongside other community partners to give back. And so I've done work with Junior League, and then I've also done a lot of work with the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Tampa Bay as well.
Great. So, what made you decide then that you wanted to be a judge?
I have always I felt a desire to give back and to help others. And I think that I am in a very unique situation with my experience being a child in foster care, having parents that were deeply impacted by drug addiction, being a victim myself, and being a prosecutor for the last 13 years. That I deserve, and everyone deserves the opportunity to have that experience and that perception and that help and impact and compassion that I'm able to give because of those experiences. And so I want to be able to give that to the community and to those that might come before me.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Certainly, I think that your overall life experience is really what sets you apart, and at least in my view, is what is going to make you a tremendous circuit court judge, which you are going to
Thank
be.
you.
Well, let me turn that question around and ask you, in your view, what are the qualities of a good judge?
I think the most important quality for any judge is integrity. I think every single person that comes before a judge should have the ability to know that they're going to get someone that's fair, that's impartial, and that's ethical. And that's the case whether we're talking about victims, we're talking families, we're talking defendants, we're talking lawyers. And I think that is the most important quality. The second most important quality I would say is legal experience. You can be the nicest person around and you can be the hardest working. But if you haven't really truly been in the arena and you've been in court every day and you've actually tried major life felony cases, multiple homicides, you don't have the experience to have the legal knowledge to be able to call the balls and the strikes. And that's exactly what you're going to be asked to do as a circuit court judge.
Yeah, no doubt
And
about it.
then thirdly, the most important thing I would say would be demeanor. You want to be able to have a judge that's going to be calm and approachable for every single person. Oftentimes in court, things can get heated, emotions get involved, and you need the person that's sitting there on the bench to be able to be level headed and to be able to call the balls and the strikes based on the law and what's grounded in the law and not what's based on their own emotions.
Yeah, I agree 100%. When is the election for you?
August 18th.
Okay. And when does early voting begin?
Yep. Early voting starts August 8th.
Okay. Is there anything else that you would like to say to our viewers before we wrap up today's interview?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you all so much for your time and attention. I'm a big believer in transparency. So if everybody wants to go on my website, if you're looking to get more information about me, or if you just want to reach out to get a cup of coffee, if you've got further questions, you can go to votelizforjudge.com and find out a little bit more information about me and about the upcoming election.
Excellent. Liz, I so appreciate you coming on today and giving our viewers a sense as to who you are and what you're about, what you stand for, and your very obvious qualifications. The citizens of Pinellas and Pasco County are going to be well served by you serving in the capacity of a circuit court judge.
Thank you, Donnie. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Oh, anytime, Liz. So enjoy the rest of your weekend, and hopefully I'll be seeing you Monday in the courthouse.
Absolutely. See
All
you
right.
then.
Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye. Haiti, do you mind bringing up Liz's website for me just so our viewers can take a look at that? So folks, this is Elizabeth Constantine's website for her judicial campaign. It's going to give you more information about her and again, about her qualifications, but also, and equally important, there is an option there to donate. So please, folks, make a donation to Liz's campaign. Whatever you're able to do, every little bit helps. Again, this is a person that we need to have on the bench. I've known her for a very long time. She has been one of my most formidable adversaries because of her skill, but also just a tremendous human being. And we need her. So please, folks, do what you can, support Liz Constantine, and donate whatever you can. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.